Spark the brain, 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 spark the brain. We here. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. It's the third round, RPB. I don't know if they ready for this one, man. You gotta switch it up on them a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Have a seat at the master's table. We ain't asked for no seat. We went and built up our own. You see, it's rather stable. You got 2 eyes, 2 ears, you know the rest. Look, listen, and observe, but also respect. In God we trust. It's obvious. The money ain't the root of all evil, but lack thereof. That's why they deprive you of resources. Why they focus on streams of income, at least 3 sources. We certified, we solidified. And they say they created hip-hop, but all that shit is lies. Cause every element came before the development of what we calling hip-hop now. It's all relevant to all the topics we gon' touch on. Spoiler alert, as you play this album, ain't no club songs. Boy, that hurt, but this ain't no conscious album. It's just that real shit, that Black God mantra album. I hope y'all feel this. Spark the brain, 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 spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. My mind is on the brain, spark the brain.
The masters, the masters, the masters, the masters.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
I'm a law in the person of sincere love to God. That mean your arms too short like tall Anthony Shaw. Y'all still ain't catch that line yet. It's like 3 years ago, man. Peace, what's going on, family? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love to God Cast. I am the God, Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicely Girl. I feel like it's been a minute, huh?
It's been a minute. It has been a minute. We've been missing Sundays.
Yeah, that's what it
gaps.
is. That's what it
There's
is.
been some gaps with the Black Business Showcase, but we're here today.
I think we was here last week though for the Black Business Showcase, wasn't we?
No.
Didn't we do the
We did
Barber
one
Supply,
2 weeks ago.
Barber Supply
That was
guy?
2 weeks ago.
That was 2
That
weeks
was
ago?
2
That's
weeks.
okay.
Yes.
That's why I feel like, okay, we haven't been here with y'all in a minute, man. But we
Yes,
here now
we
though.
haven't.
We are here now and we got another episode of the Black Business Showcase. We got a great guest coming up for y'all tonight. So as y'all coming up in here, I need everybody to hit the like button. Share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know we about to be chopping it up on Sincere Love the Godcast right now. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new content, man. We do this on a weekly basis, man. We got all types of content that we be dropping here on Sincere Love the Godcast. So definitely want to tap in with us. And shout out to the UrbanX family piling up in the building early. Shout out to the UrbanX family. I know that y'all travel well and y'all always show up whenever we got one of the gods in the building. So peace to y'all, UrbanX tribe. Appreciate y'all being here. If you're not subscribed to us, make sure y'all subscribe to us over here as well. We family. We family. Lock us in. You know what I mean? Lock us in. But nicely, man. We got any announcements before we introduce our guest?
Of course we do. So, as you guys know, the Godcast team are new authors, right? Our first volume of 7, The Super Hebrew, dropped in May of this year, and we're dropping 2 and 3 in a bonus book. Hopefully December-ish, y'all. We'll be dropping pre-orders soon. We've been working tirelessly, on that. So make sure you guys look out for that at www.godcastbooks.com. Also, make sure that you're always tapped in with Sincere Love to God and myself, along with our sister Crown 808. Also, the music. We can never stop talking about Sincere's music. I get surprised every time we do a broadcast because sometimes he'll slip in a song from 10 years ago. It's relevant from today. So we like, who's that? You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys are also tapped into the music. His music is streamed on all streaming platforms. And of course, you guys can get
Check
the
me out. Check me
Masters
out.
Tabor album at themastersrsvp.com. Again, that's themastersrsvp.com. Get the physical copy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And so, yeah, man, we ain't gonna waste too much time before we get this thing started with y'all tonight. So let me let y'all know, for those of y'all that don't know, who we got on the set tonight for tonight's episode of the Black Business Showcase. We are going to be joined by our brother Malcolm X Bowser from UrbanX TV. Malcolm X Bowser, hold on one second. Malcolm X Bowser is a writer, an author, curator, and founder of UrbanX Podcast, a Bronx native. He is an entrepreneur that runs a fully online publication and online clothing brand from his home. He has a growing YouTube channel that has amassed over 12 million views and 61,000 subscribers and counting. Man. He does a weekly podcast with his father called the UrbanX Podcast, which is often called the best father-son podcast on the internet, and
No
I
doubt.
concur. And so without further ado, let us introduce to you our guest for this evening, Malcolm Bowser. Welcome to the Godcast, brother.
Welcome.
Peace. Thank you for having me here, man. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Man, you know it's always love when you pull up, brother. Appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
back, man. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming
No,
back.
no,
I know you got...
I'm always glad to be here, man. Always.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. I know you got a lot of stuff to update us on what's going
Right.
on in your world. You know what I'm saying? As a father, did I see some wedding pictures or something? Did I see?
Nah,
something?
engagement, not wedding. Engagement.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I know
Same
it was something.
thing.
It was
Same
something.
thing. I'm just playing.
Right.
In our
Building
minds.
that,
In our minds.
building that black family and all of that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Absolutely.
The entrepreneur stuff, which is, of course, why we here on the Black Business Showcase to talk about all that. But before we get into it, man, I want to go back, man. Last time we talked, I didn't get to hear what it was like for you growing up in the household with the black dot. You know what I'm saying? The
Man.
black dot, you know what I'm saying? That's the God, piece of the black dot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we grew up looking up to the black dot from afar, seeing them on the DVDs and stuff like that. I used to live in New York. I used to go to some of the lectures and stuff like that, rubbing shoulders and elbows and stuff like that. But you
Right.
being the son of the black dot, man, what's that like growing up in that household, man?
Eventful. I say that. My pops. What you see on the pod is like that's really him in real life. You know what I mean? But in all aspects, the funny, like the personality. A lot of people didn't realize how funny he is until we really started the show. But he's hilarious, and he gives a lot of just the wisdom that he gives on the show. That's all day. You know what I'm saying? That's real life. And sometimes you might not want to hear it, but you need it. You know what I'm saying? And he has relationships. He has different relationships with me and all of my siblings. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think like our
And where are you?
situation.
Are you the oldest?
In the middle?
You're in the middle.
Yeah. Marcus is 30. He'll be 37 in a couple weeks. I'm 30.
Okay.
Eli's 23. Odyssey, she be 22. Yeah, she'll be 22 in a couple weeks as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And so, where did the entrepreneurial bug come from? When did it start kicking in for you?
Yo, for me, I'll be honest with you, it didn't kick in until like my senior year in college. I was working retail around my school. I was working at Bloomingdale's, and when you work retail at one of those stores, you got to get people sign up for a credit card. Like the Macy's card or the Bloomingdale's
Yes.
card.
Yes.
So I was helping this older lady with her sale, and I was doing, the pitch for the credit card, and she was like, I think my card is better. I was like, what? And then she pulled out a black card. I was like, oh, that was the first time I've ever seen it. I was like, oh, all right. And then somebody else, that happened to me again with somebody else. And I asked the dude, I just struggled with conversation. Like, what do you do? And he was like, oh, I created this app, sold it to Apple for a couple, 16 million or something like that. And then I started just striking up conversations with people that would shop it. And everybody had a story of them starting a business, selling it, or they started this company and they're making this much. I was just like, yo. And and I say this, so now underneath all of that, my pops, he put out his first book in 05, Hip Hop Decoded, right? He started on 05, and he created the publishing company that was Momi Publishing, and he was like, yo, I'm just doing this to give it to you guys, you know, to my kids. And like none of us like really wanted anything to do with it. Everybody was just kind of like, ah, dad, that's your thing, you know what I mean? And then once you start to get a little older, it starts to make sense. Like, oh, okay, like I see the vision behind it. So after that stint working at Bloomingdale, I called my pops one day, like, yo, and he was putting out his second book, Urban Culture Decoded now. So I called him. I said, yeah, I don't know what you and T, my stepmom, I don't know what y'all do with the new book, but I want to help. I want in. He was just like, finally. And then once I graduated school, then that began the process of what is now UrbanX.
Okay, and so it was a pure collaboration from the gate then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and so how much like footwork as far as research had to go into it for you to really get into the level where you at now? Because me and RP, we were guests early on before you were even on camera. You were like behind the scenes shooting and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You guys were first putting it together. We appeared on the UrbanX joint. And so, people don't realize, how much investment it takes in yourself to really pull everything together and make everything fly the way that you guys got it popping now. So how much did you have to put into that?
Yo, so it took a lot.
And give us some of the gems too. Give us some of the gems that we need to know.
Actually, it took a lot of kind of just like studying on our own, because so what happened was, again, trying to sell my pop's book, right? So what we did was, we're still thinking in 2005, it's 2015. You get what I'm saying? So he was just like, all right, I'm gonna take you to 125th. We're gonna see the book vendors, and he was trying to show me that game, like the hand-to-hand book game. Like we was like it was training day, like he was Denzel, you know what I mean? He was like, I'm gonna show you how, strike relationships. And it was like maybe one or two book vendors out there, right? And he was just like, oh, back in the day, it used to be filled all the way down 2/5, both sides, people selling books. It was true. So we realized we had to go on the internet. Now, I'm younger than my pops, but I still wasn't like super internet savvy, you know what I mean? So I remember my pops, he brought me a course on like digital marketing in 2015. And I took it and I went through it, and everything's still like Chinese to me. I was like, I don't know what any of this means. But I knew we had to like get on the internet somehow. And my pops, like back then, if you followed him back then, you knew he was like the mystique of the Black dad. Like he wouldn't really stick around somewhere too long. He would pop in for a lecture, pop out, pop in for a video or interview, pop out. Like he didn't really stay on the internet like that. So that was a challenge trying to convince him. But then I remember I got a corporate job with the Department of Education, and you're sitting behind the desk. So I started listening to podcasts, and one of the podcasts I was listening to, one of the hosts was putting out a book, and I immediately went to pre-order it because I'm listening to him all the time. So I was like, yeah, I think it's something to this. Like, I think we need to start a podcast because, based on what you're talking about, I think once people start to hear you a little bit more, and then you say, yo, I got a book, it'll do better with like just in a marketing sense. You know what I'm saying? So I told him that again. He was just like, nah, what I mean? The Black dot, I'm supposed to, stick and move, things like that. I was like, all right, cool. And like a week later, he calls me with his bright idea that we need to start a podcast. And I was just like, oh, okay. I guess that was your idea. Fine, So then at first we started, like you said, he would be in front of the camera. I'll be behind the camera, lobbing him questions. And we were talking, and then we would just talk about a lot of different topics, but it all kind of went back to his book. So then, once I started getting a little bit more comfortable, if you watch some of my first videos, I was just kind of letting him go. You know what I mean? I would ask 1-2 questions. I would just kind of let him go. And then I started like interjecting a little bit more, challenging him a little bit more. And then I got a little bit more comfortable to get in front of the camera here and there. I started interviewing some people. And then I think a year after we started the show, then we started the podcast. And even then, I was still like a deer in headlights. I was still, you know, nervous as hell. But that's how I really started.
Is all that stuff still up?
All of it. You go check it
all
out.
still up.
All of it's still up. All of it's still up.
Yeah, and I think that's important, man. I tell people all the time, like, you got to bring the audience on the journey. You know what I'm saying? Let people see, you know what I mean, the progression, you know, over
Absolutely.
time. You know what I mean? All the different changes, you know, from a technical standpoint, even from, like you just said, being comfortable on camera, finding your rhythm and finding your voice and all of that. People see that, and like you said, because you peeped the game on what to do on the business side as a consumer. Because it clicked to you when you ordered that dude's book. Like,
Immediately. I was
okay,
just like,
I'm
yo.
only buying the book because it's this dude that I like listening to all the time. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so that clicked to you because you were already trying to build the business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, man, that's a
Well,
gem right there.
I purchased it. So you and your father have your digital thingy where you guys are teaching, you know, people how to, you know, edit and, you know, if you should buy cameras, microphones, and all that. So I have it, but it's still like Chinese for me. I kid you not. Like I have it. I've listened to it. I've had my son do it, and I'm just like, am I just not a techie? Like it does not click for me, y'all. I know all the basic stuff, but like editing and stuff like that, like I do not like. I don't get it. Like other people get it really, really easy.
You know what? You know the thing is, I feel like people, you try to, and this is me included, you try to come out the gate with everything like hot. You
banger.
feel like you need all of the top equipment, the best mic, the best this, and sometimes you just probably just need your camera phone, like speaking to your camera phone, and then you just gradually get better. You'll gradually increase on like what you need. Like our first podcast, we use, if you look at our first episodes, if you look at the camera, it looks crazy. It was dark. We had a black curtain behind us, so no, it looked crazy. But you just kind of get better, and you kind of just see through trial and error what you need. Like you don't need to come out the gate and spend $10,000 on a bunch of equipment that you're probably not going to use anyway. You know what I mean? Like you listen. My pops has spent so much money on stuff we don't use to this day. And we get on him all the time, like, yeah, we didn't even need this. And he was like, yeah, I thought we did. But so when I talk to people, I really try to just show them, like, yo, you could really just come out, just put yourself out there, whatever it is, just start, and then you'll see gradually what you need as you go along. You know what I mean? Just starting is the hardest part, though. You know what I mean?
Nah, that is the hardest part.
That is
I
the
mean,
hardest part.
I don't know how many times I say that, you know, to my kids and other people, you know, that I mentor and stuff like that. Just start, man. Start where you are with what you have, and things will start making sense as you go. You know what I'm saying? As you start building or whatever. But if y'all are having any, you know, garage sales or anything, y'all, you know, make sure I get a VIP.
Actually, we might have some stuff. Let you know. We actually might have some. And, like I see him in the comments talking like he not don't.
Yeah, shout out to Black Dot in the building right now. Shout out to Black Dot in the building right now.
Peace, God.
So he calling cap on Malcolm right now. Said Malcolm on here capping.
Everybody knows that spends money.
What advice do you have for young content creators who, you know, over 18, you know,
And
but
young
maybe
people need to have some advice for us.
under 30, right?
So biggest thing is consistency for me. Like that is the one thing like I cannot stress enough. I was talking to somebody today, and he was thinking about starting a podcast and things like that. Again, it was a lot of like, you know, what should I do? I'm like, yo, just be consistent. Like if you can map out when you start a podcast, you start in the channel. If you can map out the first 20 to 30 episodes somehow, right? Just whatever your passion is, whatever your area of expertise is, if you can map out 20 to 30 episodes, because I'm gonna stick to podcasts. Most podcasts don't make it past episode 7. And then like 80% of those don't make it to episode 20. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that if you can kind of just get past episode 20, you'll get a better groove, and then you'll kind of just find your voice a little bit more. And then you'll realize like somebody, and then you think like, all right, I'm gonna run out of stuff to talk about. You'll realize like a lot of topics kind of of other topics, and then you'll start seeing comments from people like, "Oh, I should talk about that," or "I should address that comment somehow," and it just you'll see content kind of feeding into each other, like like a relationship. But just consistency is my biggest piece of advice, because a lot of people start and don't finish. Like, how many times have you've seen somebody start a new venture, they announce it on Facebook to their friends and family, they announce it on Instagram, and then 6 months down the line, it's gone.
Literally 3 months.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? I probably gave too much credit.
No, seriously. So let me ask you this, man. As a new father, soon to be husband, and all of that, what are the keys to balancing that family situation along with the entrepreneur stuff? Because I know this takes up a lot of your time as well.
I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at it. You know what I mean? Some days go longer than others.
Let me put it like that. What are you learning?
What I am learning, though, I'll be completely honest with you. What I'm learning is to try to be as productive as possible when I do have the time. Like you asked me before about like young content creators. Like, a lot of us, like, we waste our time on scrolling, on watching other people, on thinking about numbers and things like that, when you should just be kind of trying to focus on doing the task at hand. So if you do have a family, you can spend time with them, because like you finished whatever task that you had, whatever video you had to edit, whatever thumbnail that you had to create, whatever it is, whatever blog that you had to write, whatever. Then like, if you can do that when it's supposed to get done, when you do have the time, then you'll be able to balance a little bit more. But I don't think there's ever like real true balance. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can always do more. You can always spend more time with your family. You can always, put more effort into something. But I don't think there's ever true balance. And I think you kind of have to be okay with that starting out. And I wasn't. And my pops, he was one of the people who stressed early, like, there's no rule book to this. You know what I mean? Some nights you got to stay up. Some mornings you got to get up really early. And you just kind of have to figure out how it goes when it goes. You know what I mean?
And make the adjustments as they go.
Absolutely.
I think it depends on what your lady does too sometimes, because a lot of times some of the things that I see working is when they're doing stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She's like a part of it. She's a part of it. You know what I mean? She has some type of role in the business, or, you know what I'm saying, in the movement, whatever it is. Then it's kind of like, you are spending time together, right. And you understand each other more. You know what I'm saying? When you're not able to have that real quality time, you understand each other more because you in it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if somebody's working a square 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, that's a whole different mindset from an entrepreneur. So sometimes they don't even understand your behavior and your moves. You know what I'm saying?
Like, my lady, she watches a lot of like vlogs. She watches a lot of content creators on YouTube, and then she'll call me and text me like, "Yo, you and your father should do this, and y'all should do that." And I'm like, "All right." And then I ignore her, and then she'll be right, like, "We should have did that." Or and when she sees like we've implemented something, she'll text me like, "Yo, I'm about to send y'all invoices, man." I'm like, "Shit, man."
Right.
This is built in.
Right.
This is built in.
Right. No, but that's a good sign right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was just talking to my son about that, because he's into YouTube and he's trying to get into content creation, but he also has a full-time job as well, very physical job. And we were just talking before the show, and he was just like, I have to figure out time, carve out time, because he only gets Saturdays and Sundays off, to really record. And he likes to do challenges and stuff like that. The teenagers, he wants to do the challenges and stuff like that, and like funny content. But every weekend, it's like, I mapped out this. He has this big, calendar in his room, and he writes down what skits or whatever he's going to do. And Saturday morning come, and he don't do it. And I'm just like, you got to get up. I just told him today, you just got to get up. Yeah.
That'd be the thing. And I'm the biggest overthinker in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times like I have stuff like mapped out, and I'll get to the point and like, I got to change this. I got to figure out. And I think because YouTube and there's so many different resources around us, we get stuck in we get addicted to learning. You get what I'm saying? We feel like we need the extra piece of equipment, or the extra course, or the extra whatever that extra thing is, and that really is just a form of procrastination at the end of the day, to me. You know what I'm saying? And
I
again,
agree.
I
If you're
only
trying
say
to
that
be
from
perfect.
right. It's not gonna be we didn't. I said this on the podcast the other day with my pops. I don't think me and him found our groove until like 150 episodes in.
What?
Honestly speaking, like looking back now, we're gonna be doing episode 430 tomorrow, right? And just looking back, how just natural it is now, and like we can kind of just do it in our sleep. I can look back and go to those early episodes and just go, like it looks. I could barely watch them sometimes, like you know what I mean? Like we should have did it this way, we should have did it that way. But like I really felt we found a groove past then, and that's the thing about consistency. Like there's other YouTubers, this guy named Roberto Blake. He has like over 500, 600,000 subscribers, and his thing is do your first crappy 100 videos, whatever that is. Just make sure you do 100 videos, and then you'll start to see, you'll find your voice, what works, what doesn't work for you, your angles, your background, how that looks. So it's all about reps. Like you don't get good at something doing it a few times. You know what I mean? You get good at it doing it a lot. Sincere, I know when you started rapping, like it didn't like your first. How often you go back to your first couple rhymes, your first couple bars?
No, I was dead nice. I was dumb nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh God! Oh God!
That was the truth, nigga. Off top. I ain't gonna hold you.
All right, my bad.
I can't stand
I'm
him.
saying, like, for the normal humans out there.
But I know what you're trying to say, though. When I first was learning how to swim, I wasn't that good. I wasn't that good. It took it, I had to, get dunked in the water a couple of times, stop being scared of the water, get my equilibrium in the water. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what works.
Yeah, for real, man. Because that's where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? Her and I doing this together. I don't know how many episodes. You said 430 episodes. That sounds crazy.
Right. I don't even know if we're at 100. We're not even at. Are we even at 75?
Nah, I think it's been 2 years. We got a lot of episodes because we do the Black Business Showcase. Then we got the Sunday show. We was doing a lot of different stuff. So we got a lot of episodes under our belt, and so we're kind of like in that place now for me, where I've been thinking a lot about, okay, how could we take this to the next level? You know what I'm saying? We've been at this level for quite a while now. You know what I'm saying? We building slowly. Our audience is getting up there, whatever the case may be. But now I'm at that point where I'm thinking, okay, how could we scale this and really, take it there, make this a bigger page than what it is.
Absolutely. And you guys have to learn a lot of people. You know what I mean? I want to give you guys credit for that. I want you guys to give yourselves credit for that. You guys, again, like how fast people drop up, actually with you guys being not together, like you're not in the same place, so you guys have to coordinate, make sure, you're on schedule and things like that is not that's not an easy feat.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But we make it work though.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. And so you became an author also, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the book, man.
This book, Urban Excellence: Unveiling Extraordinary Stories by Everyday People. I interviewed 11 people that I've met at some point in my life, at school, high school, college, something like that, and just people who have like different stories. Somebody's adopted, somebody, created a Facebook group for young mothers, things like people who have different stories. And I just kind of wanted to show everybody's story and how they are achieving what they feel is excellence to them. That's why we spelled excellence with an X and not, you understand, like the unknown, with excellence being something different to everybody. And we got the idea because me and my pops, like we have the Urban Excellence segment on the show. We haven't done it in a minute, but we have it on the show where we just highlight people who are doing amazing things, no matter how big or how small, because everybody's idea of success is different. And I wanted to kind of capture that in the book. So I interviewed people and I kind of retold, their stories from, an overall arching narrative that urban excellence is something different for everybody.
Dope.
No.
And
So
so,
let's talk about the new
go ahead.
stuff, though. I was going to ask him about the new stuff, Black Family Biz. What's that about?
So I created the Black Family Biz website because one, I run, I run a family business with with my family, and I'm really just passionate about that for the reason because when we talk about business and entrepreneurial things like that, a lot of the times, not all the time, but a lot of times, people that are closest to us become our business partners. They become like our first employees. Like, so I wanted to really highlight and speak to that dynamic because that's the dynamic that I'm used to. So I spoke to somebody today on the phone and they were asking me if I can help them with their real estate business. I was like, I don't know real estate, so I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm staying where I'm comfortable. But I wanted to like really highlight that because I do believe family is important. And if you are going to pursue business, pursue entrepreneurship, and you can do it together, I want to be able to help people on that journey and speak to those people. So that's why I created the Black Family Biz.
And I love that concept because family is business, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
see it that way. We need to look at it that way. I think that's the thing. One of the things that's had us lost as a group for so many decades now, because when we look at the biggest corporations in the world and we hear these familiar names, they're all people's
All
last
family.
names. These are families'
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
businesses. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're talking about Benz, whether you're talking about Walmart or whatever, you know what I'm saying? uh, Goldman and Sachs, whatever. These companies are
Right,
all somebody's family name. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so we have to look at building our families and building our business in the same vein. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I wanted to kind of like dispel the myth that families can't work together. You know what I mean? And that's always
Mm-hmm.
been like everybody has a story of they heard like, nah, family and business don't mix, family business doesn't work. So
Right.
I kind of wanted to like really completely challenge that head on. You know what I mean, with my
Right.
message and with my content and things like that, because that's what we do. And we're not perfect. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying we don't have our disagreements. I'm not saying we don't have our fights. We have all of that. But at the basis, we understand the mission and our family is the foundation. So I want people to see that and not be afraid to take that journey along with the people they love.
And so I
Agreed.
wonder how much you guys document behind the scenes. Like whenever you guys are working on a new project or anything like that, do you document behind what goes into it, or do people just get to see the end
Not
results and
as
that's
much
it?
as we should. Not as much as we should. This past year, no, this year, our last Black History Month sale, I tried to kind of vlog, the whole sale and what goes into it, but we got so busy, and I was just like, I did like 2 episodes, and that was really it. But we definitely should do a lot more behind the scenes. But it's three of us. My sister, she's back in school now, so she just graduated. She's back in school, so she can't really, provide as much help as I would like. But hopefully, when she's finished, she can, come on board full time. Get that school stuff, whatever. But that's just me being selfish. But we definitely should document more, and like that's so. I actually have another podcast on that website, and that's the goal. The goal is to document more of our journey, what worked, what didn't, what things we should have done. Conversations we have, so we could help other people that are in the same position. You know what I mean? How we've dealt with arguments, how we've dealt with making a large decision, how the voting and stuff went. So I kind of want to document that on that podcast because I think it's important.
I wanted to talk to you about that too, or just to piggyback off that. How do you handle those tough conversations or tough decisions as a family? Because I know I was trying to, in the past, do a business with family members, and I just felt like everybody wanted to be a chief. Nobody wanted to be an Indian. Like we literally would be like, rah, and like you're not hearing each other because everyone wants it to be their way. So when you come
Yeah.
into situations like that, how do you compromise or how do you meet in the middle to make it work?
So I think it depends situationally because like you said, everybody in your situation wanted to be the chief. Sometimes me and my dad, my stepmom, we have to wear multiple hats sometimes depending on the situation, right? So if it's my pop's expertise, he has to take the lead, and if he has an idea about something, he has to present it. Like we have me, we sit at the table, he'll present it, and we literally go through it every step. Like what won't work about this, and sometimes it gets hot, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, everybody has like we all like it's an underlying understanding that we're gonna at least listen. You know what I'm saying? I have an idea, same thing. If mom or dad has an idea, it's the same thing. Like we all try to, especially if it's something that we are uniquely equipped for, right? So my mom and dad, she is, a graphics designer. She does like the video editing and stuff like that. So if it's something around video editing, film and stuff like that, she has the expertise to deal with that, right? So sometimes we have to fall back. You know what I'm saying? My pops is very, very creative, and sometimes his ideas up here, sometimes our capabilities. Not that we can't do anything, but our capabilities, because there's three of us in a month. Sometimes like we're down here. You know what I mean? And so we have to kind of meet in the middle somehow, and really just decide on the best thing for the entire group. Sometimes I have to put my ego aside. Like I wanted to handle this campaign, I cannot do it. Like I don't know it as well as I thought I did. Sometimes we might need some outside help. You get what I'm saying? And we just kind of all have to understand just where our superpowers lie. Like not deficiencies, but we have powers in other areas. And once families understand, like not everybody has to be the president all the time. Sometimes you can fall back. I think a lot more people will feel more comfortable with relinquishing that power when that time comes, because it'll come back to you.
Like a woman submitting.
Right.
It's almost the same. And kind of. Yeah, I just found that to be very, very challenging. And I just think our communication was off. And I think a good idea for some people will be, when it's presented, everyone write down why it will work and why it won't work. And then, focus on the things that will make it work more so than the things that won't. And you can build from that. I think that'll be a good strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, and again,
understanding each other's roles.
Exactly. And again, like starting out small is not a bad thing. Like I don't know if it's our community or like what we see on the internet and stuff like that. We expect every idea to just be the one. Like this is just gonna take us out. And when it doesn't happen immediately, everybody starts pointing fingers at each other and things like that. Sometimes it's okay to start small. When we started out, and this is a true story. When we started out, we agreed to meet every Tuesday at like 8:00. That was our agreement. Now I was working at the Department of Education, so I would have to come up every Tuesday to my pop's crib, and we would sit down and just meet. And I remember the first like 3 weeks went by, and I'm just like, I'm getting antsy. Like, yo, we need, doing something. And my pops is just like, yo, we've never done anything. We've never done anything like massive before. I mean, we start stuff and then we don't finish. Let's build. So let's have these meetings. Let's be consistent with these meetings first. And then it was whatever, like the first YouTube video we did, right? Let's do one a week, right? And then it became 2 a week. Then it became the podcast. Then we had a blog as well. So one article for me and you a week. You get what I'm saying? So we had to just take steps. And I think a lot of people are not, they get too caught up with what's happening on Instagram and the gurus out there on what they need to be doing now. And sometimes they don't know that it's basics to it. It's fundamentals that you kind of just need to, or everybody just needs to go through.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I want to salute y'all, man. I want to salute y'all, listening to the backstory and just having my own vantage point. Like I said, I've been tapped in from early on, if not from the very beginning of the podcast, you know what I'm saying? And so just watching the progression, not even the numbers, not even from a number standpoint, you know what I'm saying? I don't even pay too much attention to the numbers, but just the overall quality, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the consistency and the content, just watching it go up, you know what I mean? I'm very impressed and inspired, you know what I mean? So salute to y'all, man. keeping that thing going and continuing to expand on it. You know what I'm saying? You guys got the podcast. Started off with the books, got the podcast, more books, and then, you know, I didn't even know we had you on the schedule to appear on our show tonight. And I saw you put an ad on Facebook, and you were giving away all your courses, and you offering some consultation, mentorship type of stuff, right?
Yep.
So what exactly is going on with that?
So on the site, so this is for me watching the internet, right? So you know, when stuff happens on the internet, me and my pops, like when it gets like really messy, we act like we don't see what's happening, but we see what's happening, right? So in the, you know, small business entrepreneur spaces, a lot of funny business that's happening, right? And our rule is we always just want to stay so far away from it that nobody ever lumps us up into anything like that. So I came up with the idea, like, listen, I have these courses that I really feel like can help people, you know, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, self-publish your own book, you know, things like that. And I said, yeah, I just want to just give them away. I just want people to get in there, take them, get value out of them, and if they need help, like one-on-one help, like us actually going through it, then give me a call, right? Then that's a different conversation, right? But I said, here, just take it, because I feel like I could say my free content is better than a lot of people's paid stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was important that I actually help people. You know what I mean? And that's where, and the reason why these courses are important, I think people should take, is because a lot of times in small business, we create these companies, right? We create a candle company, we create whatever it is, and then we have a website, and then we go, okay, why is nobody buying? And then I talk to you, I go, so like, how are you getting people to your website? How are you doing traffic? And they don't know what I'm talking about. So I said, okay, like, you know what? One of the ways that I can help you from before we even talk is help you learn how to build an audience and help you learn how to monetize something when you're building that audience. And then if you, again, like I said, if you want help, I'm here. So that was why I did that. You know what I mean? I just kind of wanted to like leave no doubt on my true goals, which is, again, like I said, to help people.
All right. And so you kind of separating yourself from a lot of the scammers out here.
Exactly.
DJ Envy, no, I'm just playing.
Okay. And you guys also got the exclusive UrbanX membership going on. Let people know how they could join that as well.
Yes, you can go to UrbanX.nyc, and on the first page you'll see it's a $10 a month or $100 for the entire year. You get access. We got so much content in there. Like, it's like you could like hours, hundreds of hours of just content, exclusive episodes that we've done after show. We have lives that we do after our live podcast just for members, and we kind of just go in on some stuff like really unfiltered, a little bit more. We have these courses that are taught by other people now. Like, we have like spiritual courses by Brother Oba. We have vegan cooking by Abundance Child. Like, we have other things as well to serve everybody. You know, so we want the membership to be like a real hub for just a lot. We have a private community. We have discounts on merch, everything in there. Like, our membership is the truth. And I think even at $10, I still think it's really undervalued, but we want a lot of people to get in there.
That's dope. Really dope. Really dope. Even I was sleeping on this.
You got a lot in there, man. A lot.
Yeah. All right.
UrbanX
Empire.
And my poppy is reminding me. So we also have the morning meetup. So we just released these journals. I'm gonna show you right now. Hold on. So we just released these planners, these undated planners and journals. It's the I Am Excellence Planner. And for the last 30 days, we started October 1st. We've been meeting up with our members at 6:30 every morning, Eastern, and on Saturdays and Sundays, 9 o'clock. And we've just been going through the planner because every day it's a 90-day undated planner, and it has an affirmation attached to the day, right? So I am worthy. I am, abundance. I am like we talk to people. We kind of walk through everybody's, some hardships people are going through, and we kind of talk it out. And it's been amazing. Like if I wish people, some of my members could really relay that message and how amazing it's been. It'd be 50, 60 people in there every morning early. Some people on their way to work, some people getting their kids together for school, and we talk, build. There's been people crying, like people. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Where did the idea come from?
So this past Black History Month, we just created these affirmations. It was 28 days of obviously Black History Month. That. We just created these affirmations that we just went on together. But me and my pops, we talked about creating something that would like really be more community driven. And I had the idea to create a planner. So I took it step by step and got the planners made. And my pops was just like, yo, we should do a morning meetup with everybody, with all our members, 90 days. And, my pops, like I said, he just be talking sometimes. I was like, all right, we'll do that. And then he was serious. I was just like, oh, okay, so we're going to do 90 days straight. He's like, straight, even the weekends. I was like, okay. So we divvied up the week between us three. And every day, each one of us takes the lead. I take the weekends. And we take the day on leading the conversation, allowing people to share what's going on with them, what they feel about the affirmations. And it's been, like I said, it's been like really, really dope and really big on community building.
I can imagine that. And so do you have to be a member for the morning meetups, or anybody could go?
Yes, you have to be a member for the morning meetups, but not a member to get a planner. It's undated, so you can start whenever. And that was I really wanted that to be important, because I didn't want somebody to go, I gotta wait till the end of the year or the beginning of the year to start. So I wanted it to be undated, so you can join whenever. So these people are just becoming members now, and we have 60 days left. So they're joining now, and they're gonna see how somebody said how powerful it is.
Yeah, we got testimonies in the chat
right now. So if money was never a factor for you, you got $10 trillion just sitting in the bank. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What would you do every day?
If I had $10 trillion sitting in the bank, I would just read books. I'm not gonna lie. I love reading books. I love learning. I love hanging with my family. You know what I mean? Being a dad is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. So like, just like relaxing, chilling. You know what I mean? And I would, not relaxing as what in lazy way. Like I mean, like not being stressed with the hustle and bustle of this thing called life. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do think hard things are necessary for everybody. I do think putting yourself outside of your comfort zone is necessary for growth. And when you stop growing, then I think you truly die. Before you die. So, I never want to stop growing. That's why, I really enjoy reading. I get back to consistent. I have actually, since the morning meetup, because I get up early now, I have gotten back to working out consistently again. And the 3-year-old, that's not the easiest thing to do. Right. Mm-hmm. But again, because it's uncomfortable again, I'm into it again. You know what I mean? I like it again.
So even though I like the answer, that's a profound question that she asked you, and I don't think you really had time to ponder it like that, because just in my mind, for me observing you and everything that you and your father got going on, I feel like even that being that gazillionaire, you would still be trying to find a way to impact others somewhere in between the relaxation and the
absolutely
and all of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so what I've learned doing the podcast with Pops, I've really learned how tough it is to really try to reach everybody. Because we could say something, we could say like the sky is blue, and 3 people take it 3 different ways, and it is baffled me, right? So and it's fascinating, and literally it's fascinating on like human nature is just fascinating. So like the idea of, I had like really naive ideals coming in when we started the podcast 5 years ago, that we can kind of have a message and everybody get behind this message. Like, there's nothing negative behind it, but somebody's always going to find something wrong. So I do feel like I do want to impact the lives of people, but just I'm trying to explain it in a way. Okay.
I think you're trying to say like the ones that gravitate towards your message, the ones
Yes,
who
yes, yes,
are
yeah.
receptive to it.
Your
You
tribe.
ain't trying to force feed nobody,
Absolutely.
but
Right.
the people who are ready
Absolutely.
and receptive. Yeah, I get it.
And I never, and that's the thing, I never want to take on the mantle of the savior, because once that happens, then everything all goes down the hill. You probably seen that a lot with within our community. So I definitely always plan on impacting somehow, even if it's me because I do want to write more books, right? So even if it's writing more book and more books, and somebody somewhere, like one person or two people could really find the value out of it, then I'm happy. Like somebody literally like wrote me on Twitter and said like they started a trucking company from my book. I didn't write anything
Wow.
about starting any trucking company or even really like real business information in the book, but because like they just found what they deemed to be excellence in them to start something, I was like, oh, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I feel fulfilled. You know what I mean?
No doubt. No doubt.
And
Man.
I know that, when you're talking about family business and also, being in business with your family currently and building on that, how important now is inheritance to you now that you have your own family, and not just monetary inheritance, because I believe that we can inherit, knowledge, wisdom, and things like that. But how much more important is inheritance now that you also have your own family?
It's super important to me because, like I said, like I feel like the way society is now, they're trying to devalue what family is and what family means to our culture, and to just the our just as, like I said, society in general. And the fact that I feel like it's obvious, what's happening, how they try to like devalue the family. I think it's even more important. So I try to, and my son is only 3, but I try to kind of take some lessons from my parents have given to me to give to him. Like if I see he's frustrated with something, I try to let him figure it out as much as I can before like he completely just tries to throw it away or something like that. But I try to like let him figure stuff out, and I want him, because I'm my parents are not always going to be here. I'm not always going to be here for my son, so I want him to
Right.
be able to go through life, go through society as somebody that's upstanding and noble, like his name.
No doubt.
I love that.
Indeed. Indeed. And speaking of names, you're named, after the great Malcolm X.
Right.
When did that kick in? When did you realize who you were named after and how much pressure that came with?
No pressure, but I realized what I was named at very, very early. My pops and my mother, they've had these conversations with me since I can remember. So, like I said, the first time, like I guess, like I was like woke. I had to be like in kindergarten, and we were doing like a project. No, like we were doing like a project on Christopher Columbus. So I came homework home, and me and my dad is doing the homework, and then I was like, yeah, because Christopher Columbus discovered America. He was just like, well, if and then he was like, so like tell me the story. I'm like, yeah, because he came, it was Indians here. Like I'm telling the story like that. He was just like, so if there were people there, how did he discover it? And that blew my mind. I was just like, wait, time out.
Well,
And I haven't been right since. I haven't
Yo,
seen anything
that
since.
warms my heart. That warms my
right.
heart. The Black Dot is my hero because sometimes when I be teaching my son, I be wondering like,
Does he
I
get
don't
it?
know, not even if he gets it, but it's just the information is so heavy. You get concerned about what type of human being you're creating,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And so seeing you coming out the way that you came out, upstanding gentleman, you know what I'm saying? And even though all that heavy information was
Right.
laid on you at an early age, it
Yeah.
gives me confidence and hope that okay, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the
Yeah, I
right thing
think
with yourself.
I think it's a way you present the information. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ask questions and then you get you get to thinking, you get the person thinking like, oh wait, so I think anytime you are stagnant and like this is the way things are, then I think you are like kind of doing whoever a disservice. Once you kind of ask questions and leave open-ended questions and have the person come to their own conclusion, or not own conclusion, but
It's
just
more effective, yeah.
it's more effective than just saying this is how it works. This is what's happening. This is the truth. Because what was like even now, right? And I think what we're seeing in society is amazing because what was true literally 3 years ago is being found out that it wasn't true. Like it's
Okay.
happening so fast, and you're forced to literally question anything. Like I literally don't believe any video, any viral video I see on the internet. I was like, oh, that's fake. Like you know what I'm saying? Or any propaganda that I see by any war, I'm like, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? Like just off rip, you have to make me believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just so much out here, so much information, and now what we're seeing to have historically been the truth is just coming out like, yo, it didn't happen that way.
Right.
I got my degree in history, you know what I mean, and everything has changed.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
Now, with your name being Malcolm X, did you find your teachers challenged you a little bit more because of your name?
So, my pops, he has a theory on one of my schools. He has a theory. I don't really remember it that way, but I went to a school, like a preschool, kindergarten, and he said, because a lot of the teachers there were Muslim, and he thinks that like they treated me weird because of my name. I don't remember it that way. I don't know. I take his word for it. But in school, no, they didn't really treat me any different. But so if you listen to our the intro music to our podcast, it said every February he was scary in them classrooms. That was about me. So my best friend is the one who produced that, and his brother is the one who did the vocals. And like that's about me because every February, like I was tearing off heads in class because I just knew what I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew what they were teaching was some bull. So that's where that came from.
That's crazy, man. I love it though, for real. And so now it gets passed down to Noble. What's up with Noble so far, man?
That kid is a lot, but he's 3 years old and he is so I remember when my lady was pregnant with him, and when you're talking to people about kids and things like that, everything that they said would be the case was not the case. I mean, like, oh, nah, like babies don't sleep and stuff, but he'll be all right. A couple months he'll sleep through the night. He's never slept through the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so stubborn. Like, and he just that's me and his mom. Like, it's just in a little human being. Like, he's so stubborn, but he's brilliant. Like brilliant.
Amen.
Like so smart. And just watching him every day is just like the best. Like him figuring things out. Him, finding his interests. Like he likes music. He likes I'll play some videos on YouTube of some people playing the piano. He's locked in on that. He likes singing songs. He's the kid is smart, and but I know he's just going to challenge me because he's so stubborn, and I could just see it now. You know what I mean? Like he wants to do everything by himself. Like I was in the living room and I just saw him walk past with a chair in his hand into the kitchen. I was like, what the hell is he about to do? He's in the freezer pulling out stuff.
About to cook. He's about to cook.
Yeah, I was like, what you doing, man? Like, so, but I'm enjoying that. I'm definitely enjoying
it, man. Yeah. That shit don't last. They grow up so fast, man. You be like, damn.
I can see that now. Like, you know how the iPhone, like they have like random like memory pictures, and I'm just like, who's this little kid? Like, who's this little baby? He's not even little like that no more.
Right.
Like, where did the time go? So
now they're talking back.
Yeah, exactly. I already know.
Man. So what's next, man? What's next for you? What's next for the UrbanX family?
So what's next? We're just gonna continue to build. We have some like new merch. We have new merch that we rolled out to our audience. We're trying to line up a live show for our audience one day. Like we're gonna move to do the podcast. Y'all could probably get on with us. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Because we want to do this. We actually want to do the Black Business Showcase live event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where we do a couple of interviews on stage. You know, maybe have some of the people, some of the alumni, vendors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fashion show maybe. Yeah, let's talk, man. Let's talk.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, we want to do live podcast. We got some new merch coming out. Just better content, not better content, but we just kind of tightening up, what we do. Like I said, like I have the courses for free, and I'll be working with people. I spoke to some people today, as a matter of fact, I'll be working with to help them launch their podcast and stuff like that. So I'm just excited to just, continue to just get better every day. Like that's literally what I write in my journal every day. Just I'm grateful for the opportunity to get better. That's it. And my pops is working on his next book, and he should be writing right now. But
he writing in the comment section.
He writing in the comments.
I have 2 books that I have planned in my head that I kind of need to do. It'll be like a sequel to this first book, and then another book on the concept of building a family business. So I want to do 2 eventually that'll come out. But
you gave us some good ideas last time about like the process, the writing process to get it done. And I didn't take your advice. I'm still sitting on half a book to this day. But for the people who didn't see last time you was on here, what's the process, man, to really get it done?
So one of the things I said that I think a lot of people should do, every chapter treat it as its own project, right? And I only say that because it helps mentally. Like if you start writing a book, right, you understand a book could be 30,000, 50,000 words, and you only see 3, you know what I'm saying? That's going to really throw you, right? But if you see every chapter as its own like little piece, like if you have like your own Word document for that chapter and then combine them at the end, I think it'll help mentally get through the hurdles of attacking a book. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, right? That helped me a lot. Because again, like I'm thinking like, I got 30, my book is like 55,000 words. And I was just like, and I kind of knew where it had to go. But I was like, damn, it's only 30 words here. And you feel like it'll never get done. You know what I'm saying? So I try to break it down piece by piece as you can, because it'll help with the process. Outlining helps as well. Definitely outline. People like to skip that. I always skipped outlining in college and in school and things like that because I felt like it was a waste of time. But I feel like with a good outline, it'll help you just keep the direction of the book. The first few books I tried to write, they were all over the place. Like I don't even know what the hell the book like even turned out to until like I had a clear vision and a clear plan on where the book was going. I broke it up into smaller pieces, and then I just attacked one piece at a time. And if it took me a week or 2 to write one chapter, that's what it took. And then I gave myself a little break, like maybe a day, and then I just kept going. And once you stop for a long time, it's like your writing muscle stiff. You know what I mean? You get frozen, and then it's hard to go back to it. And then you go back, and then you don't like what you write. And then another thing, don't edit while you write. Just write.
That's the hard part for me.
You know what I'm saying? Don't edit while you write. Because once you do that, it'll stop you, and then, damn, that don't really sound right. That's what the editing process is for. The editing process is like writing the book all over again, but that's what that process is for. You know what I mean? What else? What else would I say? Help you. You just have to be consistent. Like, that's what everything. That's literally what everything. Consistency and discipline gives you what you want all the time. But we just choose not to do it. We choose not to go to the gym. We choose not to write. We choose not to record our show. We choose not to do these things. And if being consistent, like you'll see the tree get chopped down a little bit more and more every day. Just be consistent.
Facts. All right. Well, Nicey, if if you ain't got anything else, we can start winding it down.
All right. So he already know how it goes because he's done the show before. What does freedom and power mean to you?
Freedom and power. What does that mean to me? Every time, okay, I forget what I said the last time. But freedom and power. Freedom and power. Freedom means to me just being able to make your own decisions and live with them. Freedom means to me being able to be comfortable with yourself. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. I had like conversation like over this year, I've had like real tough conversations with a lot of people that I love that I felt naked in front of. You get what I'm saying? But it felt free to even have those conversations. It could have been it's embarrassing. It's a hit to the ego. But once you have those conversations, once you kind of just let go of what you think other people think of you, you know what I'm saying? Once you let go of any preconceived notions you have, once you kind of let go of those things, that's freedom to me. You know what I'm saying? And power is the ability, in my opinion, power is the ability to accept that. You know what I mean? The ability to not to have to respond to everything because you feel like somebody, said something or slighted something to you. The power to accept that you can't control everything. You know what I'm saying? That's power to me, just to understand that not everything is going to go your way, but everything is going to be all right at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Right. So that I'm sure my answer changed from the last time because, things change,
every day.
Every day. But
that's on point though. That's on point though. I could definitely dig that. I was thinking of like the 4 agreements when you were speaking. You know what I'm saying? Don't take things personal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Be impeccable with your word and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So man, always dope chopping it up with you, man.
Thank you for having me on, man. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you for allowing me the platform, and I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you for coming.
Sure. Admire watching what you and your pops doing, man, and collaborating with you guys. And we're gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? Talk about this live event and whatever else that we might be able to collaborate on as well. I'm always going to continue to support y'all. I got to get your book. Absolutely. I don't have your book. I got to get a copy of your book.
I'll send you a copy. Just send me your info. I'll send you a copy.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, man. Anything? Well, I could just put you on the Summer Jam screen.
There you go. I was just
put you on the Summer Jam screen.
You almost forgot.
And then, so the microphone is yours. The entire Black community is listening. What parting words would you like to leave us with tonight?
So, what parting words I would like you to leave with tonight? So I began this conversation about family business and how it is not impossible. It is very possible to create something massive with the ones that you love and the ones that you trust the most, the ones that you understand and know have your best interests at heart. Be consistent in whatever it is you do. Be consistent in your personal life. Be consistent in your professional life as well, and you'll see the flowers from it. You know what I'm saying? And if you need any help on building a podcast, building a YouTube channel, learning how to self-publish your book, learning how to create a t-shirt line, a membership site, you can visit blackfamilybiz.com, go to courses, and it is completely free. I want you to get a value out of it. And if you need one-on-one help to really speed things up, we can have a conversation. You can get on my calendar. I truly appreciate you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, and peace.
Yes, indeed. Wrong button. My bad. Nah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. And so you guys, man, this has been another fantastic episode of the Black Business Showcase right here on Sincere Love the Godcast. If you are watching us for the first time here, we do this every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new content. What am I
You
forgetting?
forgot about Sundays. You forgot about Sundays. We're also live on Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss important topics as it pertains to Black society. So make sure you guys tune in with us on Sundays as well.
See that? Teamwork make the dream work, man. You know what I mean? And so that does it for today's episode, family. But always remember, we are not the master teachers. We are merely the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. With that being said, we are out of here. Until next time, peace and Black love.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.